All right, folks, if you honestly believe that Jimmy Kimmel getting suspended was some kind of real cancellation, I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. Cash only, no refunds. Anyone with at least a functioning brain cell could have told you Disney was going to cave the moment the mob started screeching about silencing free speech. You know, the same mob that thinks your free speech is dangerous misinformation. But when their late night clown gets smacked on the wrist, suddenly it's the end of democracy. Imagine that. But here's the plot twist. Well, Disney happily bent the knee and announced Kimmel's glorious comeback. It turns out that the affiliates, you know, the people who actually decide what airs on your TV, they ain't falling for it. They're not buying it. Nexstar and Sinclair, two of the biggest broadcast groups in America, have basically said, yeah, no thanks, I think we'll pass. Nexstar Media Group has announced that it will join Sinclair Broadcasting in continuing to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live across their ABC affiliates, even after the network formally declared the show's return. Translation: Disney says he's back, affiliates say over our dead body. So, while Jimmy Kimmel is technically back, millions of Americans will never see it because instead of Jimmy's smug, asinine face, they're getting local news. And honestly, I'd rather watch a 2-hour report about a pothole than hear Jimmy Kimmel lie and cry into his cue card. Let's rewind. Kimmel was suspended for, brace yourself, spreading misinformation in the wake of Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination. He joked, misinformed, or straight up lied, in my opinion, and basically made a mess in the middle of a national tragedy. ABC called his remarks ill-timed and insensitive, which is corporate PR speak for, oh no, we got caught saying something that we wanted to say anyway. We better pick it, maybe we better pretend that that's not what's going on and throw someone under the bus. Hey, Kimmel said dumb shit, let's throw him under the bus for like a week and no one will even care. Now, Nexstar put out a statement doubling down. We made the decision last week to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live following what ABC referred to as Mr. Kimmel's ill-timed and insensitive comments at a crucial time in our national discourse. We stand by that decision pending assurance that all parties are committed to fostering an environment of respectful, constructive dialogue. Did you catch that? Respectful, constructive dialogue. That's corporate speak for we don't trust this guy not to run his fat mouth and tank our FCC license. Meanwhile, Sinclair's position is even harsher. They've said they won't bring Kimmel back until he issues a direct apology to Charlie Kirk's family and ABC commits to stricter standards of accountability. So basically, apologize like a grown man or enjoy screaming into the void of Disney Plus. And here's where it gets a little spicy. Disney may own ABC, but they don't own the affiliates. Sinclair, Nexstar, they control a quarter of ABC's household reach. That's not some tiny dent, that's a gaping hole in their so-called national comeback. And the article makes it crystal clear. Disney may control ABC, but affiliates hold the broadcast licenses that gives Sinclair and Nexstar the final say in whether a program airs on their local markets. So Disney can parade Kimmel around all they want to, but if the affiliates won't air him, then Jimmy's return is about as real as his jokes are funny. And let's not forget the FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr already hinted that offensive or misleading remarks could impact broadcast licenses. Affiliates aren't about to risk fines or government scrutiny for Jimmy freaking Kimmel, a guy whose ratings are already circling the toilet. Late night is dying anyway, and honestly, this whole thing highlights a bigger problem. Late night TV is on life support. Ratings for Kimmel and his peers have created, with younger audiences on streaming services and older ones tuning out of the partisan comedy. Stations see little to no downside in replacing Kimmel with news or, The Price is Right reruns. Kimmel alone has lost nearly half his audience just since January 2025. Half the audience is gone in less than a year. That's not just bad, that's catastrophic. Here's the big takeaway. For years, ABC treated Jimmy Kimmel Live as a flagship show. But now, with affiliates refusing to air him, that flagship is more of an anchor, dragging the whole network down. And the article seemed to sum it up perfectly. What was meant to be a triumphant return now looks like a fragmented rollout, riddled with caveats and controversies. So much for Disney's big comeback plan. Instead, they're left with a host nobody wants to watch, a scandal they can't bury, and affiliates who are perfectly happy to replace Kimmel with reruns of Wheel of Fortune. And at the end of the day, this isn't about free speech. It's about business. Affiliates don't want to risk their licenses. Viewers don't want partisan lectures disguised as very unfunny and ill-timed comedy. And Disney can't just admit their golden boy is now dead weight. Disney says Kimmel is back. Sinclair and Nexstar say otherwise. Result: millions of Americans won't see late night host return anyway. So the next time you hear someone whining that Kimmel was canceled, just remind them, no, he's not canceled, he's just irrelevant, which to be honest, I think is worse. But what do you think? Should Jimmy Kimmel apologize and actually try to salvage his career? Or should ABC just admit late night is dead and has been for a long time and pull the plug? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next catastrophe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.